first touchdown in the city of Joplin.
I've never seen a tornado form that quickly to a mile-wide tornado.
Go east right up here, go east right up here.
This is like the end of the world.
Our house had been flattened. We did not know if our son was okay.
People were being hauled away with emergency personnel holding just pieces of these people together.
It was horrific.
It's May 22nd, 2011. The skies over Joplin, Missouri are darkening as severe thunderstorms approach. The air is thick with humidity and tension as longtime residents recognize the telltale signs of potentially dangerous weather.
Well, I was with two of my really good friends. We were just kind of driving around listening to the Cardinals and the Royals on the radio and just listening to the baseball game. The baseball game got switched over to the emergency broadcasting.
But no one can predict the catastrophe that is about to unfold. A monster EF5 tornado that will claim 161 lives, injure over 1,000 people, and forever change the face of this southwestern Missouri city. May is historically the most active month for tornadoes in the United States. Between 1991 and 2020, an average of 1,333 tornadoes were recorded annually, with 54% occurring between April and June. May alone accounts for 22% of the yearly tornado total. The Joplin tornado was part of a larger outbreak. That day, NOAA's Storm Prediction Center had issued a moderate risk for severe thunderstorms from Oklahoma to Wisconsin. While the highest tornado probabilities were initially forecast for the upper Mississippi Valley, it was Joplin that would bear the brunt of nature's fury. At 1:30 p.m. that fateful Sunday, the National Weather Service issued a tornado watch for the area. The ingredients for severe weather were coming together in a perfect, terrifying mix. The temperature had climbed to an unseasonable 83 degrees Fahrenheit, about 6 degrees above normal for the date. Warm, moist air from the Gulf of Mexico collided with cooler air pressing in from the north and west, creating a volatile atmospheric cocktail.
Well, we are getting reports that most of the rain has passed through there, but they are seeing what people are considering a wall cloud, 20 to 30 miles per hour. Obviously, some clouds have some people concerned, basically between Galena and Joplin.
It was on a Sunday, and so I remember it was just a very hot and humid day that day, and you can kind of see a storm rolling in from the west.
Storm chasers positioned themselves, their cameras ready to capture nature's fury. Little did they know they were about to witness one of the most destructive tornadoes in recorded history.
In a few minutes, this will be the tornadic storm of the day. It's going to track from in there, north of Independence, over to just north of Parsons, and a tornado as we get east of Parsons toward the Missouri border. It's 2:20 now. By 4 to 5 o'clock, we should have tornadoes on the ground with a softball-sized hail up here somewhere, or grapefruit, 5 to 6 inch diameter hail. It's going to be a major day.
Is this Joplin?
Yes.
So it's behind this wall of rain.
Yes, 150 miles an hour shear on the west side of Joplin, and that's where the tornado's at. It's on the, gosh dang it, Kathy. Right, y'all be right west of you. It's a high shear zone. It's right here. Good Joplin. Bowl right here, south of me. Got a big bowl right here. Here's your pop it. Hey guys, the tornado's trying to come down right here. The winds are on the north, and it's coming back around. The tornado's right here. It's coming on the ground right here. Hey, get the sirens going. Get the sirens going. I'm telling you. There it is. It's on the ground.
I see it. I see it.
Hello. Going right. I'm going right.
I got it. I got it.
Going right.
Power flashes.
Go. Take it. I got it. Just stay with it. Stay with it, Kevin. Going right down toward it.
Oh, crap.
I know.
Why are you doing that?
Because we don't have all the roads. There's tornadoes, a maxi wedge on the ground. Ma'am, this is a Jeff Trusting storm chaser. I have a large destructive tornado and on the southwest side of Joplin. Notify, large tornado on the ground doing massive damage. 20 meters, to F5, to F5, going to the city. Film it. F5, Kathy. Oh my God.
By 5:17 p.m., the watch escalated to a tornado warning. Sirens blared across Joplin, but many residents, accustomed to frequent warnings, didn't immediately seek shelter. This complacency would prove fatal for some. At 5:34 p.m., the monster touched down. Former AccuWeather Senior Vice President and Chief Innovation Executive Mike Smith was driving to his home in Wichita, Kansas when he witnessed the formation of the tornado firsthand. As I was driving back home to Wichita, I could see the thunderstorms over Joplin, which is unusual, Smith recalled in an interview with AccuWeather in 2021. They looked unusually large and violent. The thunderstorm was 135 miles away, yet it looked remarkably clear.
The city.
It's a storm you see coming across the Kansas border now, just about to make it to the Joplin area. We also have some showers and storms across northern Arkansas.
I was in the newsroom at 5 o'clock. We knew the tornado watches were out there. We knew the tornado warnings were out there. But it wasn't until about 05:05 or when we started listening to the AM station in Joplin.
KCRG News Time is 5:28. We're live storm team coverage here.
The tornado first made contact with the ground near the intersection of State Highway JJ and West 32nd Street on Joplin's western edge. Within minutes, it intensified to catastrophic levels. By 5:41 p.m., as it crossed into Joplin city limits, it had become a monster, an EF5 tornado with wind speeds exceeding 200 miles per hour. For the next 38 minutes, this mile-wide vortex of destruction carved a 22-mile path through the heart of Joplin. The roar was deafening, described by survivors as sounding like a freight train or endless thunder. The air filled with debris, wood, metal, and tragically pieces of people's lives. Steve Runnels, warning coordination meteorologist for the NWS in Springfield, Missouri, explained the rarity of such a long-lasting tornado. It is rare for a tornado to remain on the ground for that length of time, he told AccuWeather. You've got a spinning destructive tornado with 200-mile-per-hour winds taking so long to move through a given area. It's easy to see why we had destruction. In the tornado's path stood St. John's Regional Medical Center. At 5:41 p.m., the hospital took a direct hit.
That stands across the street in the wreckage of Mother Nature's fury from the decimated St. John's Hospital.
The biggest problem we had was we had no communications, no phone, no cell phones, no landlines. We'd have to go down to the street to flag down an ambulance to transfer a patient.
Every window was blown out, and the top 2 floors were ripped from the structure. Inside, doctors and nurses had mere minutes to pull patients from their rooms and into hallways. Despite their heroic efforts, 5 patients died in the aftermath. The entire building was later reported to have been moved 4 inches off its foundation. Mike Betts of the Weather Channel, who arrived in Joplin moments after the tornado, was brought to tears by what he saw.
The images go on forever, it seems. It is endless damage here in Joplin.
After we got into Joplin, and it was literally minutes after the tornado struck, I had never in my life seen destruction like that before, and that fresh.
It's really, it chokes you up when you see what's happened here, Paul. I mean, take a look. I mean, it's everything is just completely demolished.
People just emerging out of their homes, people injured, people dead. I mean, it was a very morbid scene.
All I can say is it looks very reminiscent of what we saw last month in Tuscaloosa. It's tough. No question about that.
Just 3 miles away, Joplin High School lay in ruins. The tornado had struck just hours after the graduation ceremony for the class of 2011. 7 students, including 1 new graduate and 1 staff member, would never see another sunrise. The high school's destruction was emblematic of the tornado's indiscriminate fury. Open fields and parking lots were covered by piles of boards, limbs, steel beams, fencing, and other materials. As the tornado continued its relentless march, it encountered thousands of homes and businesses. The destruction was total and indiscriminate. More than 7,500 homes were damaged or destroyed. Over 550 businesses were wiped off the map. The tornado scattered an estimated 3 million cubic yards of debris across Joplin and beyond. The human toll was staggering. Official reports confirmed 161 fatalities, making it the deadliest single tornado in the U.S. since 1947 and the 7th deadliest in U.S. history. Over 1,000 people suffered injuries ranging from cuts and bruises to lost limbs and severe trauma. One factor that contributed to the high death toll was the tornado's appearance. Unlike the stereotypical funnel cloud, the Joplin tornado was wrapped in rain and difficult to see, even for trained spotters. This high precipitation supercell hid the tornado within curtains of rain, making it hard for residents to visually confirm the threat. The tornado's slow movement also contributed to its destructive power. At times, it was moving at just 15 miles per hour, leaving a lot of time for it to cause destruction as it roared across the Joplin landscape. Among the survivors was 10-year-old Mason Lillard. Trapped in a truck in the parking lot of a Home Depot when the tornado hit, Mason's story of survival is nothing short of miraculous. I had a 1-inch piece of angle iron go through my right shoulder, broke 7 ribs, punctured my lower lung and come out my back, a 1/4 inch from my spine and a 1/4 inch from my liver, she recounted to Fox 4 Kansas City. Mason underwent 13 surgeries and became known as the Miracle Kid in local media. The economic impact was equally devastating. The tornado caused an estimated $2.8 billion in damages, making it the costliest tornado in U.S. history. Commercial property losses accounted for $1.3 billion, residential property losses reached $554 million, and damage to private vehicles totaled $51 million. But amidst the destruction, the spirit of Joplin proved unbreakable. Within hours, the largest disaster response in Missouri's history was underway. On May 23, 2011, one day after the storm, FEMA issued an amendment to offer critical emergency needs for Jasper and Newton counties, including emergency protective measures funding. Former Missouri Governor Jay Nixon activated the Missouri National Guard for debris removal and signed several executive orders to support Joplin's recovery efforts. Within 24 hours of the tornado, more than 800 police cars, 300 ambulances, 400 fire trucks, and 1,100 emergency responders arrived to assist with the tornado response. More than 400 public safety agencies from at least 5 states made their way to provide mutual aid. More than 13 federal agencies and 820 FEMA employees helped with the Joplin response and recovery efforts at peak staffing. The recovery process began almost immediately, but the scale of destruction meant it would be a long and challenging journey. In July 2011, the city of Joplin entered into a contractual agreement with a master developer company hired to assist in nearly $3 billion in reconstruction efforts. Priority was given to rebuilding residential districts and essential facilities. One of the most significant rebuilding projects was the construction of Mercy Hospital Joplin to replace the destroyed St. John's Regional Medical Center. The new hospital, designed to withstand winds from an EF3 tornado, opened its doors in March 2015. Similarly, a new Joplin High School campus was completed and welcomed students on September 2, 2014.
But just a stone's throw from all the death and destruction, there are smiles and signs of life.
Life needs to go back to normal. And those kids being out in that rubble is not normal. That's normal.
Cookie Estrada runs the YMCA, which is now offering a free and safe haven for kids while their parents deal with devastating reality.
In total, 48 tornadoes were documented on May 22, 2011. An EF1 tornado tore through the west and north sides of the Minneapolis metro that afternoon, killing 1 person. Another tornado, an EF2, crossed the Mississippi River and carved through the south side of La Crosse, Wisconsin. But the deadly destructive Joplin tornado overshadowed the rest. The tornado that struck Joplin was a rare EF5, the highest rating on the enhanced Fujita scale. EF5 tornadoes account for less than 1% of all tornadoes, yet they are responsible for nearly 70% of tornado-related fatalities. The Joplin tornado's combination of size, strength, and path through a populated area made it particularly devastating. The Joplin tornado also led to significant advancements in severe weather preparedness and response. The National Weather Service implemented an impact-based warning system, providing more detailed information about the potential severity of approaching storms. Steve Runnels explained, If we were to confirm that a tornado is on the ground, as well as potentially confirm the intensity of that tornado, it will hasten the degree in which people seek additional information and ultimately take shelter. The disaster also highlighted the growing importance of social media in crisis response. Many residents turned to platforms like Facebook and Twitter to share information about the extent of damage, the status of loved ones, and available assistance. The Joplin Tornado Info Facebook page, created by Rebecca and Genevieve Williams, became a crucial resource for disseminating accurate information and coordinating relief efforts. The tornado's impact extended far beyond the physical destruction. It changed the way meteorologists communicate severe weather threats to the public. Greg Forbes, former severe weather expert at the Weather Channel, emphasized the need for underground and specially designed in-home tornado shelters. Merely seeking shelter in the lowest, innermost portion of a home adds a measure of safety but does not guarantee survival, Forbes said. Warnings aren't enough when it comes to violent tornadoes. Homes are no match for a violent tornado. The Joplin tornado also highlighted the importance of taking tornado warnings seriously, even in areas where such warnings are common. A post-disaster assessment revealed that many residents did not immediately take protective action upon receiving the first warning. The perceived frequency of siren activation in Joplin had led many to become desensitized to this method of warning. In the years since the tornado, Joplin has made significant strides in rebuilding and recovery. A 2021 fact sheet from the city's website noted several signs of progress. Building permits. More than $1.8 billion was invested into construction, and more than 1,200 building permits were issued in each of the first 9 years after the tornado. Houses. Joplin built more than 1,600 homes by the time the community marked the 5th anniversary of the storm in 2016. On average, crews completed nearly 1 new house per day during that stretch. Jobs. More than 450 businesses rebuilt and reopened doors, retaining around 9,000 jobs. New businesses have helped the city add nearly another 2,000 full-time and part-time jobs. Public infrastructure. In the long term, the city looks to replace or lay new asphalt on 35% of city streets. The city has also prepared to replace more than 800,000 feet of sidewalks, repair thousands of feet of sewer lines, and install 25,000 new trees. Recovery efforts. The Joplin Redevelopment Corporation identified more than 50 acres of land for major redevelopment projects, including the Joplin Public Library, multiple fire stations, several schools, and a senior citizen center.
I guarantee you, you will face setbacks and you will face disappointments. But you're from Joplin. And you're from America. And no matter how tough times get, you'll always be tougher. And no matter what life throws at you, you will be ready. You will not be defined by the difficulties you face, but by how you respond, with grace and strength and a commitment to others. Langston Hughes, poet, civil rights activist who knew some tough times, he was born here in Joplin. In a poem called Youth, he wrote, "We have tomorrow right before us like a flame. Yesterday, a night gone thing, a sundown name, and dawn today. Broad arc above the road we came, we march."
The city's resilience has not gone unnoticed. Former President Barack Obama, who visited Joplin shortly after the tornado and again for the 1-year anniversary, praised the community's strength. Speaking at the Joplin High School commencement ceremony in 2012, Obama said,
"America only succeeds when we all pitch in and pull together. And I'm counting on you to be leaders in that effort. Because you're from Joplin. And you've already defied the odds." There are a lot of stories here in Joplin of unthinkable courage and resilience over the last year, but still there's some that stand out, especially on this day.